good to see everybody in person.
Hi, Brad.
It's been 18 months or so since we've been able to do that, so it's good to see everybody. Yeah, middle of July. Workouts have gone extremely well. It's been an extremely busy summer. It's nice to see 21 back in the gym, and today was his first day of workouts with us, and we've had a good summer. Last year was a lost summer with no workouts, no weights, and we all know that Adam Fletcher is a big part of what we do in our program, and so it's great for Curbelo and Coleman, two sophomores who didn't get to experience an off-season last year, to be back, and obviously three freshmen and two transfers making their way to campus and diving into our culture and our chemistry has been very good. So we've had a great summer to this point. I like this group a lot. I like our talent. Obviously, it means a great deal to me to have Trent Frazier and DeMonte Williams back as super seniors, so to speak. I guess that's the term we're using. And I think it speaks volumes to their their desire to be a part of our culture and what we're doing, and the opportunity that's there in front of them. So all in all, it's been a very busy, as we said, diving in the middle of recruiting. Literally, we worked every day in June with a lot of young people on campus, which was great to have. We've got a lot of construction going on here in Ubben. It's nice to see progress on that front, and all in all, it's been, again, very busy, but a very, very good summer to this point. We'll finish it off in another 3 weeks or so as the summer session ends.
Unique situation to be recruiting an All-American back to your campus. What was key on your guys' end in that process, and what were conversations like with Kofi?
Yeah, we kept communication lines open. Jeff Alexander was point on that, did a tremendous job of keeping lines open. You know, I think it is speaks volumes to Kofi and what's important to him, his legacy. And you know, I think one of the things that is going to be different for all of us in basketball is the calling it, having a place to call home and having a place to come back to. And we know how former greats here are revered. Kofi's jersey will hang in the rafters here as an All-American. He's obviously going to be a National Player of the Year, probably front runner, to be honest, and should be. And I think that he truly loves Illinois. He loves our fans. He's a wonderful human being, not just a wonderful player. And when you put all that together and you start looking at it, it becomes a pretty positive big picture. And you know, Kofi's a very intelligent kid and saw that, and he knows we're going to be very good, and we're going to continue to work to expand his game in different areas as well.
How do you go about expanding his game so it's more prepared for the future and his pro dreams, I guess?
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of that had to do with last year with COVID. We didn't get in the gym until September. We didn't get to expand as much as he improved, and he improved greatly. You know, there's certain areas in terms of short rolls, dribble handoffs, shooting jump shots that was really negated from us because of those works or inability to work. So, you know, we'll continue to do those. I've said it many times. Kofi's knee-deep in his talent pool. He's very gifted. He's very talented. And those are all things that will be easy adjustments for him with just a little bit of work.
For 3 years of Ayo, 3 years now of Kofi, I don't know if you expected that, but what's that mean for the program?
Well, obviously, it's great intelligence on Ayo's part. You know, I think he achieved and grew. He matured. His body changed. He was very patient. I think you look at just the draft obviously hasn't happened, and anything can happen, but you're looking at a projected first-round pick compared to where he was prior to that. And, you know, we say all the time it's not a race. It's all about, you know, getting there and being able to stay there. And Ayo's done that. And I think that thing works equally well for Kofi and those opportunities. And, you know, college is about progressing, and college is about improving. and developing, and each of those young men are doing that and have shown great growth from one year to the next, and we expect nothing different with Kofi this year.
Just what was the reaction when 21 shows up?
That's
big
good. Pretty good feeling. And I say that, and that's the obvious, okay? But you're happy for a young guy that's made a decision for a lot of the right reasons, and obviously the basketball part is one, but his future. The Illini fan base is passionate. We've got great fans. We've got a great institution. Here's a guy that's not too awfully far away from getting a degree. So you made it for a lot of the right reasons, and that excites you as a coach, because that's what we ultimately are in here for, is to help young people grow.
Brett, some of the various football media days, the topic of vaccination status has been a heavy topic. Now with basketball, it's not nearly the numbers that the football program has. But what's your status on vaccinations? Have you encouraged everybody to get vaccinated?
Yeah, and that's everybody's got their own personal preference. We're working through all that stuff as we speak, and we'll see how that plays out as we move forward. We've had a pretty active spring with actually having COVID. We got through the season, but so guys that have had it, we still have a few that have to be completely vaccinated.
How much did you and your coaching staff learn from this Kofi situation? Because obviously this is the first summer of recruiting kind of your own players.
Well, we got a new coaching staff, so it's been I think it's the new norm. I think it's going to be something that we all have to adjust to, and get acclimated to the fact that players are going to test the waters at the NBA level. That means we're recruiting the right guys. Freshmen are going to transfer because they can, and they can try to better their situation. I think we're going to expect that to be the norm. I don't like that, because we're a development program based on our culture. But we're going to try to do the best we can to keep those young guys involved in our program, not have them leave. And sometimes there's just going to be no really, in my opinion, solid reason for them to, but they will. And that's okay. But I think you're going to look at recruiting classes that are potentially 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys. And I do think in a few years this will level out a little bit with the transfers. We're in a unique situation now because we have super seniors, and they'll be gone in a year potentially. And so we've got a lot of things thrown at us in a very quick time frame that are all new. We don't have answers to it. We don't know what it'll look like in the future, but it's here. The toothpaste is out of the tube, so to speak. It's not going back, and we're going to have to adapt, and that's what we're doing.
Brad, have you been able to map out assignments for your three new assistants, or is that still a work in progress?
Still work in progress. Yeah, we've got a pretty good idea of what we're going to do, but I'm not going to. Tim will join us next week, and we'll get everybody here. We'll have a little retreat and sit and get everybody up to speed. But to this point, with the addition of Tyler, with he's been on the road, with Zach being a part of it, Joey being part of it, Fletch. Now you're putting Jeff in a different role, even though he's been a part of it. It's and the addition of Chester. Those guys have had yeoman's work this summer and done a great job.
Bringing Tyler, what's it mean for him to continue with you in your program?
I think he thinks it's good. No, I think it's a great opportunity. He's a young man who's been around basketball his whole life. He understands it. He's been a part of our culture and what I've been trying to do my whole adult life as a coach, and nobody probably understands it better than him. And yet for him to come into an area that's relatively new with the portal, understanding recruiting, he'll be very involved in our scouting. It's a great opportunity for him to have his inaugural job, be in a program that he knows, and so I'm excited for him.
Still a lot to learn about NIL. What do you think Kofi's earning potential is there, and particularly at a place where he has an established brand and, like you said, a building legacy?
Yeah, I think you've said it. We've seen obviously figures that have come out of Alabama and Coach Saban, and I don't know what those numbers are. I think that Kofi's earning potential is high, and don't ask me to put a number on that because I don't know what everybody's definition of high could be different. But I think you're talking about a National Player of the Year. I think you're talking about a Illini great. I think you're talking about one of the largest alumni bases in the country. Chicago, we were extremely active on social media, so I think you're talking about a lot of positives for our athletes, and that's something that will be exciting to see how that all plays out.
How does Kofi's return affect Omar? And can the two of them play together on the
Oh
court?
yeah, there'll be no doubt about that. Omar's been sensational. Quick twitch athlete. They're completely different in terms of their styles, and elite runner and elite got elite wingspan. And I think that I've been very impressed with the fact that I didn't see him shoot jump shots a lot in the past, and he's a very, very good jump shooter. And so he's got a skill set that I'm excited about. I think we can play both those guys together because they are different, and that'll happen.
Is Kofi the last piece to the roster puzzle, or are you still?
Yeah, we're done. We'll keep one open.
So you tell Seth that you were surprised he withdrew from the draft. Like, when did you think this was a possibility that he would be back?
Yeah, probably not until he called. To be very honest, I mean everything that and I understand they've got to make people feel like they're all in, and they are, and they go through every detail and every aspect of the process. And I truly thought that he would stay in, and he did a great job of convincing me of that and our staff, and yet you understand that there's always that chance. And it's very similar to what Ayo's situation was last year. I didn't think Ayo was coming back until that very last moment. So again, very thorough in his process, listened to a lot of people that gave him a lot of pros and cons, and then he sat down and made a decision which he felt was best for his future, and the positive thing is that affected us in a really positive way.
When was that call?
Oh, you're going to ask me a date. I don't know. I mean, I think July 1 he had to enter the portal. July 6th or 7th was that. So it was right around July 1 date when he knew that he had to go into the portal.
What was that like for you, Brad? Kind of your reaction. Where were you when you got the call from him that he was coming back, and that was maybe the final piece to what had been kind of a long off season? How did you celebrate that or react to that?
I was on a plane recruiting, and I had a really nice bottle of wine. I don't do social media. I literally, my daughter texted me and said he's back, and so you're the world we're in today. We get things instantaneously over social media, and sometimes we're the last to know. But I think it's a great feeling. It makes you feel good that you're doing a lot of right things, and we're here to help, and that Kofi believes in that and believes in us.
What advantage do you?
No, we were working it. We didn't know. We were working it. We were trying extremely hard, and it becomes those last minute. Ayo gave me 2 minutes and called and said, "I'm dropping something right now," and I did backflips, and I was equally as excited for Kofi's return.
What advantage do you see of leaving that scholarship open, maybe with the roster you have, and maybe the flexibility it gives you?
Yeah, there's a lot of advantages to that. I think that we could see, we're seeing a lot of reclassification of kids. From one class to the next, you're seeing young guys leave a semester from prep schools or different schools and become available a semester. You got an opportunity to have the flexibility to bring a guy in a semester if you need to do that, and know that one, he could play, or secondly, he could just be a part of practice in your strength and conditioning program. So I think it's in our benefit to leave a scholarship open.
Biggest advantage, Brad, from the coaching the older team that you've had this year?
Believe me, and it's a huge advantage. I mean, I think that's one of the things we're going to find in the transfer portal is you're going to want to stay old, and obviously the two super seniors are old. Austin Hutcherson's return. He's an older guy. Jacob's an older guy. You know, there's a lot of advantage to having guys who've been in a weight program, who've been in a lot of practices. Trent and DeMonte have been in 100-plus games. You're talking about guys that have a lot of experience, and there's tremendous value in that. You start looking around the culture of the Big Ten and how many freshmen actually played. And, you know, we had one that started every game. There was one in Michigan. You know, Purdue played a lot, 2 or 3 freshmen, but very, very few freshmen truly walk into the highest levels and impact. And so it's an advantage to stay old, and you start looking at national championship teams, and they become your teams that are a little older.
When Ayo first came back last year, you noticed his strength and the development he had made. Anything with Kofi, you know, as he's been working on his game or his body that you noticeably been different? I know it's still early since he first got here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the one thing I was really pleased with today was his conditioning. You know, I wasn't sure, you know, what he had done conditioning wise, but we did a little up and down stuff today, and he fit right in. And his retention was great from a year ago. And again, you're talking about a guy. One of the beautiful things about upperclassmen is they get to play against their peers with the most experience, with the most confidence, because they're an upperclassman. They've been through it, and that was very evident today with Kofi, just his mental approach.
What have you seen from the freshmen and transfers, especially, you know, Austin Hutcherson was kind of a mystery to a lot of people athletically. Where is he at after his back injury?
Yeah, Hutch has been fabulous. The most important thing for Hutch is he's healthy, and you know, a young man who tried his hardest last year to be able to help us, and would have helped us a great deal had he been healthy. But we're talking about a guy with a 42-inch vertical. We're talking about a guy who can play 1, 2, or 3. We're talking about a guy that is a very, very good shooter, and that was missed last year. We missed him on both sides of the court. A guy that in his first year off with us was really an integral part of being able to help Ayo get better in terms of guarding him defensively. And so I'm excited about his return. We're ultimately concerned about his health, and he's been phenomenal to this point and very healthy. So a guy that's a very good player, and we're excited about.
What about Alfonso Palmer? I know he's a prolific shooter, and that's something you were excited to add to your roster.
Yeah, let's not forget that, you know, he's a young man that averaged just shy of 14 points a game in the Pac-12. A guy that is got a quick trigger. You know, I can see us having a package for him to get him shots, because he had some elite games last year, making 11 threes in a game, scoring 23 points in 7 minutes in a road game at Colorado. He's a guy that can really fill it up, and that's a nice option to have, a guy that can really get going. I mean, he's a microwave on the offensive side.
Brad, you mentioned not a lot of freshmen playing the Big Ten, but you've got one coming back who was the Big Ten Sixth Man of the Year last season. What does Kofi's return kind of do for Andre as a primary facilitator?
Well, I think Curbelo will be one of the best point guards in the country, and you know, we got a little glimpse of his performance when Ayo was out, what his capabilities were. I mean, he was a dominant player, and just shy of a triple-double in one game, and a guy that is ready to take over that leadership role on our team. And you know, he's an alpha. Now, there's not a lot of those guys, but again, that becomes a very hard pick-and-roll duo to handle. You throw Omar in there, who's a little different in terms of a lob catcher. You've got guys that you know, you got to figure out how you're going to control Andre. You've got two guys that can roll and pop and do some things. So you know, he's an elite player. I think he's literally going to be in that talk for the Cousy Award, and one of the top PGs in the country.
Brad, is there any update on Jeff's old position, where you're at in that process of filling that spot?
We're getting closer.
You gonna get a chance to go over to Peoria and see House of Paint?
Timing will depend on that a little bit. We're obviously out on the road recruiting this weekend, so I wish those guys the best. And again, that's unique, man. That's so cool to me, to see all these guys who played here and are from this area, and their passion and their excitement level, and to be able to go do it on a national stage. And this is home, and that's one of the things that really concerns me about where we're going in the future is, this is home to so many great players and people who've been a part of a program know what that means, and so for me it's exciting, and I hope it works. I hope they continue to, that they have a ton of success so that I can make it over there, because that's obviously a plan to try to do that.
How's the schedule coming along, and is it refreshing to be setting a schedule in a normal way instead of wondering what your schedule will be?
We can at least talk about the first game. A year ago we had no idea what that was going to look like, even a couple weeks out. But we'll have a great schedule. I think we're still waiting on a couple contracts. We know we've got obviously the GABA games. We've got the ACC Challenge, which are two elite marquee events. The tournament in Kansas City. Very, very good Cincinnati team, and then Kansas State or Arkansas. Both are going to be very, very good. And, then the return game with Arizona. And when you combine that with two Big Ten games, and then you've got the bragging rights game late, you're talking about a very, very difficult schedule to open the season. And so, it's competitive as always. I think we had the most quad one wins last year. You start adding 20 league games into the Big Ten, and we'll be right there again in terms of one of the tough schedules.
Is Kofi going to work out at the wing at all?
Probably not.
Shooting, passing.
Oh, I could see passing out there a lot. To say he's going to run the wing would probably not be my idea of success for him. But is he going to play out there and do some things? Absolutely. He's a very capable passer. We do a lot with dribble handoffs and what we call zoom actions. You'll see him in a lot of those actions.
Right, can you describe what it was like to be in a gym and just evaluate kids live this summer without not having been able to do that?
Yeah, we all, I think as coaches, we naturally want to complain about some of those things and how, tiring it gets sitting there for 14 hours, but it's really good. It's really good to be out and laying eyes on kids, and we were at Peach Jam. We're masked up there. Every state's a little bit different, but it's just good to see kids live and to be able to evaluate a lot of the intangible things that are really important to us in firsthand, not just see it streaming. And we were up here at 8 o'clock this morning watching streaming games, and it's just different. You don't see true actual size and interactions, and so we'll get back at it on Friday.
There's been a lot of excitement about what Chester's brought recruiting-wise. Could you speak to what you've noticed out of him as you guys have spent some time together?
Yeah, he's everything I thought he was, and probably more. He's a bulldog. He's got a tremendous amount of connections. For a guy that's been at the high major level 10 years, he's found winning, and he's done that through connections and relationships, and just an unbelievable desire and work ethic. That pays off, and the saying "good things happen to those who work hard." That's Chester, and Jeff is in that same mold. Jeff has just been a behind-the-scenes guy to a lot of you for a long time, but yet we know how valuable he has been within our program, and those guys have given us great energy. They've got connections in different places, and we're in a position right now we feel great about the guys we're recruiting and where we're at, and that's always a good feeling as a head coach.
How does this impact Coleman in his role now that you have Kofi and Omar obviously at the front?
Oh, Coleman's been probably our most improved player since the spring. He's 225. His versatility is something that I'm excited about. I've got to get it on the floor, and he gives you a nice luxury because he's such an elite ball handler. He's a tremendous passer, and then he's a guy who can knock down shots. And as his strength has continued to grow and develop, and his stamina has gotten better, he's a guy that's is well on his way to earning a lot of minutes for us.
Is there any hold up with Kofi after he sold some of his gear on the players' trunk before NIL stuff all?
Yeah, there's a process that we'll have to go through with that, and we're dealing with that with our compliance staff.
Is there a moment for you to exhale, I guess, finally after so many changes and lock back in?
I hope so. You know, to say it's been an interesting offseason is really an understatement. And, you know, you kind of get through this week, kind of get through these workouts with our guys, and you know, I hope that there's a little bit of time in August to maybe catch our breath. But you know, there's not a lot. We keep a pretty busy calendar. I'm very actively involved with Coaches versus Cancer. I have a couple functions with them. But you know, at some point I've got you know, get a couple days and exhale, and we'll do that. But all in all, we're in a great place, and even though it's been hectic and busy, it's been really positive.
But I know you and Orlando are really close. What was it like? What was the dynamic like of maybe being competitors, him having a good relationship with Kofi throughout this? What was that like?
Yeah, so I'm maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm normal, maybe I'm different. I think that I'm choosing not to. People make decisions. I'm grateful and thankful for O, for Chen, for Gent, Jamal. They all helped us, had a hand in this. They're all family to me. And, you know, we can all complain, or we can all be angry, or we can all, you know, everybody's got to make decisions that impact their own lives. And I'm not that guy. All I can do is hopefully provide a great working environment. We're at an elite institution, which we know, and provide a situation that they feel comfortable in. And people make decisions, and then they have to live with those decisions. But I'm accepting of that. And they're always going to be family. They're always going to be part of something that's been very special to me, and that's helping get this program back. And then I literally look at it like, okay, they left. We put a good staff together and people felt like they wanted them. And I said, let's just go do it again. And let's go find another group of guys and that are equally as good. I'm excited we've done that. And so, you know, O and I talk every day. We'll continue to do that. And, you know, I'm not going to be that guy. I understand. I mean, we're all, at some point, we'll probably all hate each other because of the transfer portal and this and that. And, you know, and I'm not going to be that guy. I choose not to be that guy.